Hi, I'm Renee. This is Glory. And we're with Venom and Elite All-Stars. And we're doing an eyeshadow only video for you guys. And if you guys didn't get your little iPads, then come see me. But this is just a quick eyeshadow only video, like I said. So I'm going to show you guys how to put this on really super quick as soon as I peel off the sticker. And so turn to me. So what you're wanting to do is we're wanting to make a little line right here and leave some space underneath the eye. So you're going to tilt it this way, back this way, get underneath the lash line this way. And yes, it does feel funny on the kids. Glory, how does it feel?
Tight.
Tight. Okay, so it does feel funny. It's okay. They will deal with it. They will get used to it. Okay, so everybody got a paint pot, a eyeshadow base in whatever color was put in their kits for whatever they were, whatever team they were on. The one I'm doing is the Bear Study, and you can use your finger. I have nails, so I will be using the lip brush from the kit. So one thing I want to point out real quick, we're gonna turn this way real quick, babe. We have a couple different lines that we want to pay attention to on the face. We have the line right here that is the beginning line that is right here at the beginning of the eyebrow where the arch begins. That's the other line that's very important. And then the end right here that you're gonna see, like I did here, that goes at this arch. I'm sorry, the arch, the end of the line here. And there's gonna be bloopers all over this video. I'm sorry, you guys. We're very tired. So, all right, so let's get this on here. I promised you guys a quick video, didn't I? So let's get this on. So we are going to be applying it all over the lid from the lash line. And I'm going to cut it in all the way up to the top. And if you get some on the eyebrows, just wipe it right off. I like applying a generous amount because I think it really enhances the beauty of the eyeshadow and really sets it. Can you turn just a little bit more this way? Thank you, sweetheart. And down there at the bottom. It's very important that we use the base. It takes out the redness. If you have any oils or anything on your skin, it neutralizes them. It neutralizes pretty much everything, and it makes everything even. And it will make your shadow stay. We need it to stay the whole time. And it will really enhance the colors of the shadows also and bring in the beauty of them. And I probably said that already. So the next thing I want to do, and this is what I prefer to do, is I prefer to just take the fluffy brush from the kit, and you're gonna see here, everybody should have had this little white thing here that says everything about here, and it says it's the eyeshadow blending brush. And on the kit, it says it is, here I am messing up. It says it's number 7, but it's actually number 6 on the description because it's not an angled. So I wanted to point that out to you guys. So I set this with this champagne color right here, this bottom right hand champagne, and it's important to set the base of the shadow so that it doesn't, you have an easier way to blend. Everything's gonna blend smoother, it's gonna blend easier, it's just gonna continue going. And it looked like my light failed. So we're just gonna continue going. How about that? You can see I'm not really worried about the fallout of the shadow or anything like that because I have all of this right here. Okay, and then I always recommend, I put this in your guys' kits, after every use, clean your brush. So as soon as you pick it up, you know you have a clean brush and you're not transferring from color to color. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you want to use the crease brush that came with the kit. The crease brush that I recommend is the number 9 on the kit here, and they're actually calling it the concealer brush. Let's just call it a crease brush and let's use this. So my brush is clean and I'm gonna go straight in for the middle can right here. Let's get a little bit closer. This right here for the crease. The reason why we want to use a crease is the crease, which is going to be on the occipital bone, is going to keep the eyeshadow from creeping up into the eyebrow. We don't want the eyeshadow all the way up into the eyebrow, and that happens a lot. It happens to all of us. Sometimes we all do it. Nobody's perfect. Glory, is your mother perfect? Don't answer that question. So the easiest way that I'm gonna tell you guys that I have found to find the crease, the occipital bone, is to load the brush, tap the brush so you don't have excess, and I want you to keep your eye partially open, Glory, and you're gonna take it. When you have it partially open, you can take it and you can feel when you push a little bit of pressure, and you can start to feel and see the natural crease now. You're not pushing hard enough that you're gonna make your child scream. Does it hurt, Glory? No. Open up a little bit again. So when you close it halfway, when you start to get this line, and we're just going back and forth motions at first, when you start to get this line established in a simple back and forth motion, once you get your little base, okay, go ahead and close. So now, I don't know if you guys, how well you can see this. I hope it's showing up on the camera. Go ahead and close. Then you can go ahead and take it and do this little swirly motion and really get into making a better crease. And you can take it about right before the eyebrow line that I was mentioning. Right about there, and take it. And another thing I want to mention, anytime you're blending or you're taking in your eyeshadow, you always want to take it from the outside in, because if you're going this way, your eyeshadow is going into your cheekbones and everything else. If you're going in, it's going the right direction. It's going to the directions that is the most enhancing for your eye, and it's giving it the right look. So the only time you're gonna be taking it and going in the other direction, and I'm going to be showing you is whenever you're sweeping it up for doing the smoky part, and that is ever so slight, and I'll show you. But when you're blending and everything else, you're always wanting to do pretty much like a counterclockwise in and a clockwise in this way. So go ahead and close, sweetheart. Okay. So I'm just going to do a tiny bit more, and you can see that the color builds fairly quickly. I am tapping off quite a bit. There's no reason to try to overbuild this color. This is a crease. Okay, I'm going to clean off my brush. Okay, so this is how I wanted to show you guys my simple, quick and easy, simple method for doing a smoky eye, for the brown and black smoky eye. You are going to take, this is the detail brush is what they're calling it, and this detail brush is number 11 in your pack. So take this dark brown right here and start by tapping straight on so that you're going, let me make sure you can see this, straight this way, so that just the head of the brush, and you can see where I'm holding it back so that you're not overloading the brush, but that you're tapping the brush into the shadow straight on. You don't want the shadow to be on both sides of the brush. We're just going to, I want to make sure I don't get the shadow. We are not trying to get the shadow on the sides of the brush right now. We just want the shadow on the head of the brush. So you tap straight on. Tap about 2 or 3 times. Hit it a couple times. And the reason why I say that is because you're going to take this and you're going to start with the brown and you're going to stamp it. Stamp, stamp, stamp. And you're going to start by stamping in like this. The 7 or the V, whatever, the side V, whatever you feel comfortable. And I recommend starting just with the chocolate because it's easier to get a line that you can feel comfortable with. Don't go as high as the exhibitable bone yet, because we're gonna blend up into that. And don't worry about blending or anything yet. We're gonna do that after. This is just a quick and easy, simple method. I know that at the tutorial, there's another method. And so you guys will have a couple methods, and then you will find what works for you, and you'll find out that they all work the same and whatever's most comfortable for you guys. So close your eye. Here, turn to me just a little bit so the camera can see also. I'm hoping my hand isn't in the way. Okay. So I'm going to try to tap this on as quickly as possible. And you can start to see that I've done this a few times, so I'm going to run this over her almost like a pencil now, because I am comfortable with this. And I am going to go, we talked about the midline. So I'm going to go just about shy of that midline right there. And it will begin to make sense here shortly. So for me, I am not going to tap it because I am comfortable with how much the shadow goes on and how much is going to come out on this brush. Okay, I want some more down here. Now on camera, you can see she has a really nice V line, but it has no blending. That is completely fine. Now let's take the black. We're going to darken up the same line. Darken it up. I feel completely comfortable tossing this black on her eye, following the same lines. And it's okay to put black on your child's eyes when they're 16 and when they're 5, 4. How old is the youngest one? It's just stage makeup. It washes off. Gloria, how old were you when you started? You don't remember? I think you were 9.
No.
No? 10? I think you were 9. Yes.
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Okay, you gotta, don't move. Now I know your cousin was younger and Terry was young, your other cousin. Yeah, they were younger than you. Okay. So, you can see, okay, I'm cleaning my brush, cleaning the brush. All right, so I'm going to take the same brush that I used for the crease, and it's already clean. I just have a habit of re-cleaning it. I'm going to put in the center here as a highlight. I'm going to put the top right, which is this one here. If your child's skin is super, super dark, you might be able to just skip this step. Glory's skin and everything will not show the silver alone. But I like the way, and this is what we had talked about initially, was having this nice gradient, and then we like the way the silver popped on there, and having the nice glitters and everything on there. So I'm putting this on here, and I'm just going to, and you notice I've choked back over here on this brush. So that way I have a lot of control whenever I'm going to apply it. And I am just kind of stamping it. I am not worried about perfect placement, and I'm not tapping it. I'm going straight on, and I am stamping it directly on there. The reason why I'm not tapping it is because I'm not putting overly too much product, and this product, the glitter, has a lot of fallout. So as you're putting it on, it's falling off. Now, as you're putting it on, you'll see that it already starts to catch and starts to blend to the V that you made with the brown and the black. That is perfectly acceptable. That is what I was wanting to happen. That's what I wanted you guys to do. That's what I wanted. So turn this way a little bit so we can see. Okay. So we are going to have this nice transition shade here. Okay. Now we are going to take the fluffy brush, and that's the one I said was number 6, not 7. Okay, so now we're gonna take it with no product on it. It is completely bare. You're gonna take it, like I was mentioning, from this one would be counterclockwise. You're gonna take it from the end with no product, and you are going to do counterclockwise moves, and you are gonna blend. Don't go up super high, and we're going to be just blending. you are going to lose some of the brown and the black. That is completely fine. That just means you did not get too much. We're wanting to now go ahead and see how it's gonna look. At this point, our lines are gonna be blended and we only have to add a tiny bit more of brown and black, and we didn't overdo it, and our lines are all blended. So, okay. And I guess I'm choked back on this too, so I have a lot of precise control on this brush right now. Okay, let me see. All right. All right, so now I can use the brush that is the angled eyeshadow brush, which is labeled as number 6, but is actually number 7. Okay, so my brush is clean. Now I am simply going to dab it in the bottom brown, dab it in the black randomly, tap, and I'm going to just put it in there and kind of at the same time put it in here, and at the angle. I have the angle down so that I can put it in the V and then swirl it in. Push it here. Let's see. Stop, down. So if you notice that you need to get your V a little bit more defined, you use that brush. That is why they have the angled brush. And you already have your line defined from everything you did before, and everything is now blended. You're just doing a little bit of touch up. And you're probably only about 10 minutes into your child's eyeshadow about this point. Okay, so it's probably actually dark enough. Like I was saying, if you were at the tutorial, if you're unsure, if I had a few minutes, I would take the camera light, I would shine it on her eye, and I would see, is it gonna fade away? Is it dark enough? So what I will do is I will use the crease brush again. Probably would be the easiest, or you can use the brush that was used for stamping, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Let's see, so I'm gonna use this one, and I am going to pick up the silver now. And I am going to, now in between these two, between that top right and between the Smokey, is just put in right in between those two, highlight them as an additional transition. Let me see, there we go. There we go. The only thing I want to see. Fix this line a little bit here. I'm just taking a new naked brush with nothing on it, just sweeping that back. Just needed to soften that line. It's just going back and forth like a windshield wiper. Then I'm just doing a swirl back and forth. Okay, there was nothing on that brush. So I am gonna go back with just the fluffy, and I'm gonna take the transition color, open your eye, and I'm just gonna sweep it underneath. Oops, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Underneath there. And I'm gonna take the dark brown. Reason why we do this is that you have so much going on top. It helps finish the look on the bottom. And since they have such a dramatic lip, you want to finish that look. You don't want the pictures of your kids and the videos of your kids. The photographer is going to be up in their faces, and you're going to notice these things. I don't know how else to say it other than that it's going to be very obvious. Oh, go ahead, and you can leave it halfway open, and I can just kind of, there you go. And I'll just wiggle it back and forth. Trying not to get it in your eyeball, I'm sorry. It's easier when I just go the one direction. Okay, and then I'm gonna just take a little bit of the black, and I'm just gonna take it up and follow that line up. And that just helps with the smoky. Okay, now since I'm comfortable using the liquid eyeliner, but I wanted to show you guys, if you're unsure, if you take this roll up little gel liner, close your eyes, and you just kind of make little lines, little guidelines. Just make short little strokes here. Turn this way. Little strokes. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but just little ones. And then you can see you want to go about midway of their, let's see, of their eyelid, between their ending here and their ending here. Does that make sense? And if you use those little strokes here, and then make short little strokes the same with this liquid. And with this one in particular, go ahead and close. I've found if you go more at a straight angle, some of them are easier to go laying it down. This one, you got to go a little bit more of a straight angle, short strokes. And go ahead and turn. It doesn't have to be super thick. You're just laying the line down. Okay. And it dries fairly quickly. Hold on one second. I got a little bit in your eyelash. I don't want to leave it in there. So you're going to let that dry for 1 second. I am going to go ahead while that's drying, and I am going to take this off. And you can see, and these, by the way, these are reusable. So dust these off, keep the little back sticker, put them back on there. And when they aren't sticking so much anymore, then there's a second sticker. Use that. So as you can see, when you go to do their makeup, then you have this really, really beautiful line. And I would clean this up here, and Glory would prefer to do her own eyeliner underneath and own mascara and everything else at her age. So I'm not going to do it. But what I would like to do is have her come a little bit closer so we can, so we can just see the eyeshadow. No, don't do that. Close your eyes. Okay, so everybody can see. And the lines here, the difference with using those little pads there. We didn't do eyebrows, we didn't do face makeup, we didn't do bronzer, we didn't do mascara. We just did one little quick little line of eyeliner, and we did quick little eyeshadow. So I hope everyone can see. That was just a different technique. And blending at the last second, and it can be super quick, super easy. And hopefully this will work for everybody. What do you say? Say bye.